cut that out. Okay. All right. Let me get back to the thing real quick. But anyway, hey guys, we're back for another prediction stream. EL Season 4 predictions. We're gonna be doing 7. I can hear myself. This is not good. Damn it. Okay. Can we just restart that whole thing?
No. Okay. Just keep going.
Okay. So we're gonna be doing 7 divisions total. It's gonna be 2 CT and 5 reg. We're gonna be doing it as we always do. CTs first, then regs. Start from the bottom and go to the top. I'm Spade and I'm here with Frozen. Say hello.
Hello.
And we're gonna be starting with the CT divisions. So, ready to get started?
Yes, we are.
Alrighty. So we're gonna be starting with CT Division 2, and the teams we have are Insane Crew, Country Road, Lone Diggers, Electric Veterans, and Victoria Bitters. So I guess we'll start with Victoria Bitters. Go ahead.
Victoria Bitters is honestly a team that I am surprised is on CTs now because they've been around for quite a bit of time as of now, and I am surprised that they are rated so low because they have enough players to be at least a little in contention for a good spot here.
And I agree. They have I feel like a lot of people think, oh, it's VB just because it's this one person's clan. They just assume that it's gonna get last. But I see people that have played CTs before, like Link, Shiro, and Royera. I feel like those people could easily put up a fight in the division.
Oh yeah, Shiro. He can contend himself in CT tier 3 on Mogi Lounge. That is some hard players that he's up against, and he's able to put up some big points. And I actually see him as a very good team player there, and he'll probably do pretty well for them.
Oh, for sure. And he's quite well too. So, and I mean, for the most part, I see a lot of people that have played in high CT divs from the team. So I'm actually really surprised they're kind of rated that low.
Yeah, I think they'd be rated at least a little bit up there, but that's really low for a 5-team div.
Yeah. I guess we'll go ahead and move on to the next one. Electric Veterans. This I guess is a new team. I've never heard of really any other players. I know Tetrox and Stammen, but besides that, I really haven't heard of any other players. I know Lewis plays CT Worldwides, and I know that BAM99X guy plays CT Worldwides, and they're usually above 8,000 VR. So, I mean, they know the tracks, but I'm really sorry, guys. I haven't heard of any of these players before.
Yeah, they might be in contention for a lower division placement, but you never know. These guys could all of a sudden become really good players and have amazing chemistry. So you never know what to expect, but they're not really that known, and I just don't feel like they will do amazingly or any of that. They'll just be kind of a middle to low team that will just try to scrap 1 or 2 wins here and there.
I guess the third highest team is going to be Lone Diggers. And this is basically T7, isn't it? I think so. Yeah. Because they got people like Vincent and Rock Dude. Some known names that you may have heard, like Swampy or T7 Dan. Got some.
They have an old player named Zen as well that used to be in Battlecry.
I think so. Yeah, actually, that is him. Yeah.
Yeah. I see them actually being able to do pretty well in this division, but the top 2 teams have some pretty exceptional players for D2. I will say this, but it's all based on chemistry, and these guys have been playing together for a bit of time as well, so I'm sure they'll be able to do something pretty well here.
I feel like this is one of these teams that'll definitely be able to cause upsets, just because, like you said, their chemistry is really good together. I know people like Vincent, he's been really practicing CTs. I know that Alex46471 guy, he's been practicing CTs. I'm not sure who their bagger is, but I feel like they can cause some upsets, definitely.
I'm sure like this is if we've all learned from like regs and CTs, everyone who comes from regs like can be a really good CT player if they just put the time and effort in because there is just so much to learn on CTs and you never know. One of these players might just become a really good like player that could be in D1 like contention as a player.
Is that the Leon? Like that was an EA, or you see that right?
Yeah, if that's the Leon that's in EA, I see them doing a lot better than
Yeah,
they actually are like
yeah.
predicted as.
If that's that Leon, and then they add in an especially like Leon, Swampy, Vincent,
It isn't.
Zen.
It's not.
Oh, it's not.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, that is rough. I still do see players like Swampy doing pretty well in this division. Yeah, no, you like Swampy and Vincent, stuff like that. Definitely, they could pull some upsets under their belt.
Oh yeah, definitely. Is that
Um,
all we got with them, or?
I think so. Unless you have something to say.
Oh, I got nothing more. It's just I see them. They if they pull like the right lineup, they could definitely contend for top 2 in the div.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and a problem with like a lot of these like the lower divisions, I just don't know much, so they kind of go by fast too. We may have more in the next division though, more to say.
Yeah.
Anyway, going on to the second highest team, Country Roads. I think I'm playing for this one, but
Here.
you can go for it.
I think this team is gonna be really close with IS. I think the players like are all very good players for this div, and I was honestly shocked that they weren't D1 this season. And I feel that if they get the right lineup, they'll probably win this division.
Yeah, we have a lot of decent players that have played in the past. I know that Kion, like, didn't he play for like XK and they won like the division last season? And I know me and Ryan have played for BC. Zach has like bagged for a high division CT clan before. Jims has been practicing CTs. I agree with you. I honestly think we should have been in D1. Like, obviously we would have been the weakest team, but with the players we have, we definitely could have been D1.
I feel the loss of Artie, if he like was an active player and he did play for Country Roads, I feel you would be D1 and probably wouldn't even be like in that bad of a seat, honestly.
And the only problem with Country Roads, I feel like, is a lot of these players. I mean, I know Zach and Ryan and Kona, like in gyms, they kind of all play together. But if they want to use like the best lineup possible, like not all of us kind of play together as equally as like those four do. So it may be a little bit hard on the chemistry, but I feel like we could definitely pull it off.
Oh yeah, definitely. They are pretty good contender for winning this div, but there might be just IS is looking pretty good as well. And I don't really have much else to say for Country Roads.
All right, I guess we'll move on to the the team that was predicted first in the division, Insane Crew with a 1.46. And actually, these guys I thought could have played in D1 too, just because of their roster. In all honesty, I was surprised that we didn't do like a 8-team division. Yeah, I know.
These teams are, I mean, these players on this team are just wow. I'm amazed actually looking at this more that this is D2.
I know.
God.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because like at first, like when I was looking at the seedings, I'm like, this is probably going to be an easy win for Country Roads. And then like I looked at IS's roster and I'm like, oh yeah, we're not winning this season.
Yeah, it's just you have like veterans that I've been seeing play CTs for a while, like Embrez and Silver, and just there's newcomers like Lugia to CTs. He's been grinding CTs. I would not be surprised if he was like by the end of the season one of their better players, and right now he's like arguably one of their worst. And then there's people like Haruko, who is a very good CT player as well, which I'm surprised that he's in D2 right now.
I agree. No, I agree with you. Because like Hiroko, he's been playing with BC, and like he's always kind of been like a top player. He's like CT Platinum Lounge too, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's pretty high in lounge, so it's just I'm amazed actually.
Yeah, and then they also have like just people like Amanda and Mirmeg. A lot of these new players that just grinded CTs. And Mirmeg's actually, he's pretty decent for this division. I will say, probably one of the best players in this division. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, he's definitely coming up there. Like I've seen him play with IS1 lineups, and he's not doing that bad. And they're a really good team, so I see him doing pretty well for them.
Yeah, I don't see these guys like. I feel like I know I've seen like the predictions thread, and like actually a few people posted like easy 10-0 for country roads, but I think these guys have the easy 10-0.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I don't know. I just see like pretty much everybody in their lineup, even though they're not like top of like best of the best, but like they all know CTs and they're all good at CTs.
Honestly, like in my opinion, as coming from an experienced CT player, it is a lot more based on like how you are as a player racing wise than like chemistry based on CTs, because just the fact that like most of the tracks are very mechanically like difficult, and you got to know how to play that or else you're not going to even be able to help your team out to begin with. So
Exactly. Like for example, like I'm just gonna take one, the rabbit hole. That's a very technical track, and if you know how to drive that, you're basically gone. So like a, a lot of these players in Insane Crew, they're gonna wipe out these other teams on technical tracks for sure. Like it's just that simple.
yeah, I see them like now looking at it as probably the clear like is my clear favorites of winning this division just based on their team and what they will probably do this season if they all keep improving as it goes on as well.
I've been told to give a shout out to Karalte because he's a D2 bagger.
Nice.
Anyway, so I guess are we ready to move on to the division MVP and the winners of the division?
Yeah.
All right. So who do you think is going to win, and who do you think is going to MVP?
Who I think is gonna win is honestly looking at it now IS, and I feel that Country Roads could probably take a few matches off them, and if Country Roads like honestly does like an amazing run and just takes those matches off IS, they could probably win. But I will go with IS because their team seems just overall better than Country Roads. And for MVP, if Haruko plays, I would say him, and honestly, the other like contender would be Spade. So I'll be honest. Like, I it's just what I see.
I guess for me, I'll go with Insane Crew as well. It just because like I see like no like there's no way they're not winning the division. And for MVP, I would say Frozen if I could, but I'm gonna go with it's either gonna be Haruko or Swampy probably because I don't want to say.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't want to say myself because then I sound super biased.
Yeah. Oh my God, Swampy. Yeah, he's actually just like his team might not be the team that will like win it all or anything, but honestly, as him as a player, he will do pretty well, I feel like. And he could be definitely in contention for taking the MVP banner.
Alrighty. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and move on to D1. Do you want to say the teams this time, or?
Sure, I'll say the teams.
Yeah.
Okay, where is the thing? There it is. The teams in CT Division 1 Superstar Road this season will be Infinite, Redemption, Insane Crew, Bruh, which is like SOP,
Yeah.
and Daisy Squad.
All right. So, go ahead. Yeah, go for it.
this division's top 3 teams are really good. I will say that.
We'll go ahead and start on with the fifth team in the division, which is Infinite, and I'm actually kind of surprised that these guys are up here. Because like honestly, like I feel like Insane's roster is actually better than these guys, and I'm being serious. And this is not to throw shade or anything, but I seriously think that IF and IS get a swapped.
Yeah, just based on like the only thing I see that IF has really going for them is just these players have been playing a lot together for quite a bit of time now, and
oh shit!
okay.
Oh damn! Oh.
Okay. Sure. So with IF, these guys have been playing together for quite a bit of time, and they've played against some pretty good teams.
Dude, I bit my mouth. That's what happened. Oh my god.
Okay. And these players, I've seen them put up some pretty good fights against some D1 teams in the past. And I would not be that surprised if they took a few matches off here and there. Like if one of the really good teams just ran a really bad lineup. I just I'm sorry.
That hurt.
I see them being like taking a few matches, but I don't see them really going far. They'll probably be like a bottom 2 team in my opinion. You have anything to say there, Tongue Man?
I do think that they have players that have really advanced in the CT in the CT world, like Dermo and Cynical. You probably already said this, but like I was too busy worrying about my mouth because I like scraped it. Anyway, I know Barry's been learning to bag on CTs, but he's also an okay runner. Same with Xavier. Like none of these players are bad. I just don't see them. They're just not as good as the other teams on the board. That's the only problem.
Here, let me say this. I just feel like just how CTs are now, there needs to be a middle div with these teams. Just the top 3 teams are just so up there compared to everyone else.
Yeah. I in all honesty, I think a 4-team Division 1 would have been better, and then like have because I don't want to be that guy, but I feel like Daisy Squad, Bruh, Insane, and then unfortunately the 4th team would have probably had to have been Redemption. That probably would have been the most competitive D1. And I'm not saying Infinite can't take wins off R, because Infinite probably will take wins off R. I just feel as if a 4-team division may have worked better in that case.
Yeah, it probably. It's not gonna be that close. Sadly, there's just too much of a skill gap between like these players and then the top teams, because the top like 3 teams have like 4 exceptional runners, and these teams might have 1, and that's the problem.
Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and move on to the 4th team in the division, which is Redemption. Once again, these players are kind of like IF. They've probably been playing CTs about the same amount of time as IF, and they've got really good chemistry. Players like Stubbs, Zilla, Charlie G, Boodog, Phillip. I always see these guys playing together, so their chemistry is top notch. Like these guys are also really good at CTs.
These guys have been playing for like a year now, I think, like just together, and honestly, they're a bunch of players that if they like play their cards right, get a few track picks here and there, and just really just stay together, they'll probably make a few upsets. Like if one of the top 3 teams doesn't hold their like best lineup like because of some reason, they might take that win off of them. I wouldn't be that shocked.
I agree, and I've actually been I've played with Phillip quite a bit, and Phillip, like that dude is actually insane at CTs. He's not like at the very top, but he's super good. Sawyer also, he grinded CTs for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did, but I haven't seen him that much lately. But he was putting up some points when he played CTs, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was like putting up points in this, honestly.
Because all these players are at least CT gold in the lounge, I think. So I mean, obviously they're doing something. So I mean, I don't know who would bag for him though. That's the problem. Especially if they have a really good bagger, they'll definitely do good in the division. I would say. I feel like they could cause some upsets, like you said.
Oh yeah, if they get their track picks and like they really try their hardest and their bagger just pops off and gets every shock, I see them making some upsets, honestly.
I guess we'll move on. We're now to the top 3 teams in the division, and like you said before, these top 3 teams are probably like the best. Like these guys are strong. The team that was rated 3rd with a 2.33 is Insane Crew, and honestly, I didn't even know they had Asmac until I just recently looked at the registry.
Yeah, their team is something else. I'm gonna list off what I'm gonna expect their main lineup to be, and it's probably gonna be somewhere lines of Asmac, Kenny, Mace, Mike, and like subs Malone and Pascal Roast. Like these players are really good, and I'm pretty sure Thunder bagging or is Roast bagging. I don't know.
Maybe Roast. I mean, I've seen Thunder bag, but I would say he's more of a.
Yeah, probably.
Thunder's actually really good. Like he if he can use his items correctly, Thunder has pretty decent lines. And I think that's what a lot of people like. Item usage is a big thing online. And if, like I said, I know if he can use his items, Thunder will definitely score pretty high. Malone, man, dude, that guy is insane.
Oh yeah. There's just so many good players right in this one team alone. But honestly, the one problem they have is the chemistry problem.
I think they're saying in the chat that Charge is bagging for this team.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. And honestly, like if they had a lineup like Asmac, Malone, maybe even Mike and Roast with Charge bagging, like that can definitely win matches. No matter what team you're playing against, that can win matches.
Oh yeah, these guys could throw together honestly any LU they have, and they probably could take a win off of anyone here. So they are in really good contention as of right now, and as long as nobody really like goes like into like a big slump and just people don't show up, that's like the only way they'll like not be noticed this division.
One thing I want to say is also like Kenny, Mace, and Pascal. Pascal's not playing for SOP. That's interesting, actually. But they all play together, don't they?
Yes, they all play in IS, I think, and they're all Germans, so that's like a plus. Like, it's always good playing with people that are your country
ethnicity. Yeah,
ethnicity. There you go. And it really helps because it's just easier to bond with them, and then your chemistry grows more. That's how it is, and I feel that if they ran that lineup plus like Mike can adapt to like any team pretty well. If they run that lineup, I don't even see them needing Asmac to win matches.
No, I agree with you. I think we'll go ahead and move on to the second team in the division, Bruh, with a 2.00. In all honesty, I actually thought these guys were the Kev Gamer Clan, the Bruh sound effects team.
Yeah, I didn't realize this was SOP until like not too long ago, honestly. Even though I'm in there, it's just like, oh.
They on it, like looking at their lineup, it's actually not as strong, like just on paper, as IS is. But I mean, they have prime players like Desea and Epics. Is that Justin H?
Yes, that's Justin H and Logan.
Okay. So go ahead.
And Starstrike. They have a lot of players in Lounge that are Diamond. So if they ran that lineup, and they have chemistry, like they're one of those teams that like pretty much plays together all the time. And if they run their like best chemistry running base lineup, they will do very well in this division.
Justin's lines are outstanding, dude. That guy is an absolute monster. Um, and I think Darag is their bagger. He's been known as like one of the best CT baggers too, I guess. So, I mean, obviously, like no doubt, these guys are gonna have a chance for first.
Oh
Um,
yeah, definitely.
is Yule still play or?
I think he's a lot more inactive than he ever was. I'm pretty sure. So I don't expect him to play that much, but like my like expectations on their lineup would most likely be Desea, Justin, Squidward, and either Epics or Starstrike, and their bagger being Dara. And I feel that that lineup could put a dent in any team.
Oh,
in,
for sure. Oh god, I didn't mean to like cut you off.
No, that's all. That's all I had to say.
I also see other players in there like Noda. Like if they needed a sub, they could be like, "Yo, Noda, sub in," and like he probably wouldn't even do that bad either. Or like yeah.
They could just like have someone sub in. Like they might not be an exceptional player, but they'll put up some points and they'll help the team out. Like they have nobody that could really just like you don't want to play with or something like that. They're used to just have a sign up. Like everyone here is just pretty close with each other, and I feel like if they need to be put in, they'll perform well.
I guess we'll go ahead and move on to the team predicted first. Daisy Squad. You want to just ramble on about your team? Or?
Nah, you can start off with that.
All right. I guess with Daisy Squad, once again, it's kind of always been, the big three, except one of the big three is banned. So it's only Luke and Russo. And then you also have other players that like Sammy, for example. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Sammy is probably in the top 15 C2 players. When he tries, he is an absolute monster. And then you, for example, I remember you used to be in Battle Cry, and like you were good, but you weren't like. I don't know.
That was the questionable one. It was like, what are you doing, dude?
Like you were good, but you have just shot up tremendously. Like I would say you're probably one of the top players. Can you 1 second?
Okay, I'll just go. With our team, a lot of people thought Emil, with our loss of Emil, sounds like he's dead, but just us losing him, everyone think it impacted our team just a lot more than it really will, because yeah, he is an exceptional player, but I don't feel like he is the deciding factor of our team. Yeah. Like I feel if we run a really nice LU with I'll just say the LU that will probably be ran is Russo, Luke, myself, and Sammy. And Thomas would be, I think, their first sub. And then Mercury bagging.
And I will say, like, this is kind of one of these clans, and I know I said it last season about Leops, and I'm probably repeating the same thing, but this is just one of these clans that they could put in any lineup, and they would be fine. Like, any lineup. Because even people, I'm just going to name off some people that you don't see much, like Casperinos or Javo. Like, they're still really good at CTs. They just don't play as much CTs. But they could still definitely contend in the division.
Oh, yeah.
I guess, or yeah, go for it.
Just the one problem is, like, people losing interest in this game. That is the one thing I can see that might be the major, like, factor of just Daisy not doing as well as expected, or, like, doing just absolutely awful in times and just, like, lose a match where they won't, like, they should not lose, pretty much. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
I guess we'll go ahead and do the last thing. I guess so. Who do you think's gonna win, and who do you think's gonna MVP?
I'll allow you to go first this time because I went first last time.
All right. So the winner, I would say. I mean, I feel like it's pretty obvious, but it's gonna be Daisy's squad. I feel like other teams, like they have a possible chance winning, like if they can knock Daisy down. But I think it's gonna be Daisy. And for MVP, this is a hard one because there's so many choices, and I think I'm gonna go with. I either want to say Desea or Frozen. Those are my. So I'll go with Frozen, just because you haven't played in a while and you need some.
Thanks, man. Totally not rigged. It's not. He voted this like 2 days ago. More than me. So, for what I would think will be the winning team this season will, like, obviously, like, bias aside, if you put Daisy's main lineup versus like any other teams, it should win. Like IS might win as well. Like, they are a very good team. If they build that chemistry, they might win this division. And for just these guys have been playing together for a while. If they get their tracks and they just keep a positive mindset going into a good team, even if they're down, they could come back and just anyone in those top 3 could take that. But bias aside, I have to go with Daisy, just because just on paper, it shouldn't lose. Yeah, that's all I got.
And who do you think's gonna MVP the division?
Oh, okay. So,
I'm so mad I couldn't pick Flary this season because he's not playing.
Okay. I think possible like MVPs of this season are Desea, Asmact, Luke are 3 that are very notable players. I feel like Asmact won't be as dominant as he used to be because of just how everyone's kind of like began to excel on CTs. Like, he's not really just out of the box player anymore. He's down to earth with everyone else, and I feel like it's a good chance that probably like Luke or like Desea MVPs over Asmac, but Asmac is in contention for it.
I guess that ends the CT divisions for now. I was told to give a shout out to Nanny95, so shout out to him. We're going to be moving on to the RTs now. RT Division 3 and 5. I think we're going to take a short break, though, before we go ahead and start those, and I'll hand it over to Ark.
Yeah. Oh, is there anything? Well,
Hello there. Ooh,
all right, so hey guys, this is T, and I'm joined here by Jaggy.
Yes, hello everybody. Nice to be of your acquaintance.
Yeah. So we're gonna start off with the regular tracks. You guys were talking about CTs. Now we're gonna switch to regular tracks.
Yeah, it's the moment you guys have all been waiting for.
Yeah, we're gonna start with Division 5. So we have World Friend, 4 Dark Racers, Turtle Team Green Shell Squad, and Yoshi Egg Throwers.
Okay, so we're starting off here with Yoshi Egg Throwers, who are predicted to be about 3rd or 4th. I do think that is a right position though for them, because they do have a couple of okay players for the division. They have Alex with the capital X. They also have Nanny, who's a bit underrated, and also Muratrak, who's not very well known. T knows a little bit more about him though, but he is not too bad.
Yeah, they have solid like lounge, like pretty like mid, like low level mid lounge players. and Alex, Maritrek, and Nanny. I'm kind of worried about the bagging situation, but as you can see, that's going to be a problem throughout the entire division, minus like Turtle Team, probably. They're definitely a dark horse. Their baggers are Milkski and Whack, who are part of like Milk Company, which is another low division team. I think they're gonna have like some pretty I think Alex and Maritrack are gonna be really solid runners for them. I just don't know about their other players, if they're other players.
Nanny is a little underrated too for this division, I'd say, but I'm not sure how he's gonna be consistency wise. Alex 99 will probably focus a lot on pack play, not to be confused with the other Alex, but their bagging and trolling situation is a little iffy right now, so I think that's gonna hinder them a little bit.
Yeah, so like I remember talking, I think what is it? They only have an experienced bagger in Whack, and he's only played like legit one war in bagging. Right. So it's gonna be, but I think it's nice to have like this is like a good testing ground for them. This is a low division. The stakes aren't as high as like Division 2 or Division 1 or the other divisions. So yeah, I think they're gonna do solid. They'll do fine enough in this division. I feel like.
Right. I feel like they are placed a little low. Like I don't think they're gonna break the division. I don't think they're gonna win, or maybe even not even get top 2. But I do think they have a chance to possibly sneak second. But yeah, they still have a few decent runners like Alex Maritrek and Nanny. But we'll see how they do together. We'll see how they gel together as a team.
All right. Next team is Turtle Team Green Shell squad. Mm-hmm. So, do you want to talk about them?
Sure. I'm not too familiar with the Green Shell squad. I know a little bit more about Red Shell squad. We'll get into that later. But I'd say a couple notable players for this lineup. Right away, we do see Magic and also Majestic. So Magic has been around for a bit. He is experienced. While he's not one of the top tier players, he's been around for a while. You've seen him a lot in TR and back in the previous seasons. So I would expect Magic to probably run and contend for like a top 5 Indiv spot. And also Yummy Dude. I don't know too much about him. I think you know more about him, right?
I've seen him. I've played with him a little bit in Lounge. He's surprisingly really solid for like a tier 1, tier 2 player in Lounge.
Okay.
Yeah, I know he's actually has pretty decent lines from what I've seen actually from his streams and stuff. So I think he'll be good. There's also, is it Alex 46471? Yeah. I think he's a pretty. I remember he was actually kind of like decently solid in CTs as well. Mm-hmm. I think something that the Turtle Team Green Shell squad has is like the experience of like playing like together as a team, while like all of the other teams either have not played competitively that much.
Right.
And they also have a Majestic who can troll as well.
Oh yeah, I was gonna get into that too. Their bagging and trolling situation right now is actually looking pretty good, a little bit better than the rest of the teams. If you compare them to Yoshi Egg Throwers, I don't think they are as good in the running department, but they're much, much more prepared for the trolling and Sui department, I'd say. Because they do have Majestic, who's actually a very underrated troller and pretty good for this division, I'd say.
Yeah, and then for baggers, they have 3 really solid baggers for D5, like Jarowin, Majestic as well, and Boodog. I think Majestic will run though, and we'll have Jarowin and Boodog bag. They also have some really good subs in Dino, Gala, Leon, and Umbri as well.
Yeah, I think Umbri's been around for a little bit.
Yeah, he has. I've seen him around and whatnot. He's actually pretty solid from what I've seen as well.
Right.
So that's Turtles and Green Shell Squad. We're going to go to 4DR.
I'm going to take the reign on this one. Okay, all right.
Okay. You're excited for this. I know you like 4DR a lot.
Stoked for this right now. Okay. So I was in, just a quick side note, I was in 4DR for a few months back in 2016, and the chat was spamming 4DR Jaggy for quite some time. I don't know if you saw. But anyway, they actually have a decent roster for this division, not gonna lie. I do think that they can possibly contend for first if they stay consistent. So I would probably say their ideal lineup would be something along the lines of Mask, Reichi, Amaya, Fergus, and either Winter or Gold bagging. I do think 4DR has some pretty good upside despite this being their first taste in competitive Mario Kart. The reason why that is because, for one, Mask is in their roster, and Mask has been around for a little bit. He's a very solid bagger, but he's likely going to run. Actually, he will run. And he is actually teaching Winter and Gold how to bag. So those two under the tutelage of Mask, it's going to help them out a lot in the bagging department.
Yeah, I think I've seen Mask, like, I've seen some 40Rs, like, Mask, I've seen Mask, like, go super off and stuff, so I think he'll be such a great, really solid runner for 40R, and probably, I think, their best player. Richie and Amaya, I know, are actually really solid. I know, I've seen them in Lounge. I've seen Amaya in Lounge, and Amaya's pretty decent and a pretty decent silver player. Richie, I've seen. You know more about Richie, actually, right?
I'll get into to both of them right now. So Amaya, he's been around for a while, for several years actually. He hasn't played too much competitively. He's played like off and on competitively, and he's played Lounge. But for this division, he's definitely going to do some damage, I'd say. And also, expect Amaya to bring the team together and call like a lot of the shots, along with Mass too. But Amaya's going to be that main team player he's going to make the team gel together. As for Reichi, this is going to be her first real taste in competitive Mario Kart. But she's actually not too bad in terms of running. She would probably be a solid D5 runner. I would expect her to struggle a little bit because, again, it's her first taste in competitive MK. But expect her to start to get it together a little bit later on in the season. And then Fergus, I've seen him in Lounge, and he does okay. So I feel like he would probably be like an all-around player schlagging if needed.
Yeah, even though like they have very little competitive experience, I know they've been around for like a really, really long time. So I think their chemistry will shine through. I think bagging and trolling might be like their huge problem, but I see that it's like a huge problem for a lot of teams in this division. So it might not even matter that much.
Right. So I would probably expect 40R to maybe be a mid-table team at first, but then I would expect them to start breaking the ice a little bit. Going back to Reichi, if you're Reichi, I'd probably say just let Amaya and Mass do a lot of like the shot calling and most of the team play. And those two leading the team, I would probably say will do wonders for them.
All right, so we can move on lastly to World Friend. For those of you who are unfamiliar, World Friend, even though they're new to the Mario Kart, or they're actually been around a little bit for Mario Kart Wii, a little bit, but they're more famous for being a really solid Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8 squad. They're currently Division 1 in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I think Division 2 as well. And like both of their teams are Division 1 and Division 2.
Right.
The reason why I think they're considered the favorites is they have really solid players in Cosmos and Saikai from Gun, and they also might potentially get Swift from Kaisers as well. Or if you have that three like runners, even if you have just Cosmos and Saikai, those guys are really broken for Division 5.
It's very broken for D5. You know what? I don't think Council will allow Swift because they already have Cosmos and Saikai. But if they get Swift, that's gonna break the division completely apart.
Yeah, Swift is like really, really strong from what I've seen from.
Alone are already like gonna be very good. They're probably gonna contend for top 3 or top 5 in Indos.
Yeah, even besides those, I've also seen and actually like looking at their results recently, and they have actually a really solid player in Whale Tour as well, who I've seen like drop pretty decent numbers against. Honestly, higher level teams.
Yeah.
So
Whale Tour
I think.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you can go on because you're going to talk about Whale Tour.
Oh yeah. Whale Tour is sort of like a very underlooked player. He's like very under the radar. Like not too many people know about him, and he actually was in 40R too back in the day. But he has improved actually over the past year from what I've seen at least. So I would probably expect him to be a slightly underrated runner. Probably focus more on pack play if anything. But I would probably say Whale Tour will benefit the team a little bit in terms of schlagging and such.
Yeah. Again, their bagger situation is kind of weak. I've seen them actually experiment with a lot of baggers. From when I talked to them, they said that Flo would be their main bagger, but I've seen them bag with a lot of other players as well.
Yeah.
So
their main con is going to be their bagging and trolling situation. That's probably going to be their only downfall. But if they can sort that together, I would say 95% chance they're going to win this division.
yeah, I guess for predictions and MVP, I mean, I think you can't count like the power of Cosmos and Psyche from World Friend. I feel like they'll probably like carry them to like, I won't say like a what is it, a 6? So I don't know how the divisions work, but like I don't think they'll carry them to like a complete like perfect season.
Right.
But I think like they'll be close. I think 40R can take like a game off of them, and maybe even T7 Green as well.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go undefeated either, but expect them to perform very well in this division. I would say, yeah.
Also,
World Friend,
I forgot. Master's also there for World Friend. And he's a really solid player for Division 5.
Yeah, Master Matt. Yeah, you're right. Not sure how I missed
So
out on
yeah, yeah. I think World Friend is probably gonna run away with this division, but I think 40R can easily I think they can cause an upset against World Friend.
I do think 40R is going to make it a little tough for World Friend, but I do think their lack of competitive experience in the end will be the deciding factor. Because I can see them doing well, but I don't see 40R pulling it out in the end just because of the lack of experience.
All right. Should we go on to Division 4 then?
Let's do it.
All right. You can introduce them now.
All right. Actually, let me pull out the pick. Okay. So starting off with Turtle Team Red Shell Squad. Okay. So them being predicted last actually just shows you how close this division is going to be, because actually Turtle Team 7 is not too bad. I don't think that they're super strong for this division, but they aren't going to lie down, I don't think, because they have a few key players, actually. Let me pull up the roster real quick. I don't know why I'm not seeing them.
I know they have like Dan. I remember Dan was a beast in Division 5 in WL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for some reason I can't find the roster. Once I do, I'll pull it up. Okay, so yeah, Dan is actually a very, very good runner. He was in contention for MVP for the past few seasons. They also have a couple other key runners like Leon with YON. They also have Vincent too.
Yep, so, they do have Vincent.
Yeah, if Vincent can gel with them, that'll be very good, because Vincent has been hopping around a little bit from clan to clan. But if he can get together with his clan, Vincent's going to be a huge addition for them.
Yeah, they also have Alpha Casey, who's also a very solid runner as well. Yeah, he can also schlag as well, which is also, it's good to have like an all-around player who can run and schlag as well.
Another plus I see for them is that they actually have some decent depth too, because let's say they start off with a lineup of Alpha, Dan, Leon, and Vincent. They're also going to have a couple players in the subs like Aaron, Philip, and Aaron and Philip, who could easily slide in the lineup if needed.
Yeah, you also have Swampy and Zen. I know Zen is really solid. He's a newer player to them, but I think he's honestly like, I think if he gels with the roster really well, he could be possibly a main lineup player. They're also, I think, a theme you'll see also in this division is that trolling might be like the primary rule set instead of suicide, because I see teams like Turtles. Like Turtle Teams has really good trollers in Sierra and Leon, and they're also very flexible with that as well. So like if Leon trolls, then Philip or Aaron could play as well.
Yeah, and then they're gonna have Joey likely bagging.
Yeah, and then I also talked to them. They might also experiment with no overlap as well.
Ooh,
I know
interesting.
Dan. Yeah, so I know Joey is very interested in no overlap. Dan can also play no overlap, but he's more of a he's like one of their best runners. So I would expect him to run a little bit more.
Yeah. So while T7 aren't the strongest team in the running department, aside from having Dan and also Leon, I do think that being last might be a bit of a stretch because they are prepped for both formats and they have some good depth in their subs as well. So expect them to like maybe push for 4th or 3rd even.
Yeah, they can. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, should we talk about nostalgia now?
Yeah, we shall.
All right.
Nostalgia has a few question marks in terms of transfers.
Yes.
Malone and Planet are apparently trying to get into Nostalgia. We're not sure if they're going to be accepted. Okay, so let's pretend that Malone and Planet don't get accepted. Their ideal lineup would probably be like Deco, Minoru, like Reika, and probably Danhee sliding in there too. We do see Deco and Minoru in D4, which is pretty strong, not gonna lie. But if they don't get Malone and Planet, I feel like they're gonna struggle a little bit because they don't have too much running power to back up Deco and Minoru.
Yeah, but
Reika, though.
Deku and Minoru are really, really strong for Division 4. Like, they can honestly break that division if they can. If they get... so, for people who don't know Planet is a Japanese lounge player. He's, like, borderline platinum. So, like, if they get Malone and Planet, I honestly think there's no way they can lose this division.
No, yeah, you're right. But if they don't get them, they're probably going to have to depend on... those 4 players, as I mentioned before, to play pretty much every week.
Yeah, and then for subs, they have like Igna, Goss, or Seth/Spade, and Yoshi, who are honestly like not as strong players. I feel like their depth is the main lacking point. If they can get Malone and Planet, that would help a lot. But besides that, I don't think they can. Their depth is such a huge issue, and if like they can't get like one of those guys, they might hurt a lot.
Right, and another question mark that I can see with this team too is chemistry, because they are mixing in a couple of nationalities here. Deco and Minoru being Jap. Planet will be Jap as well when he comes in, but I don't know if he will. And then
if they get Malone with that, I know Malone plays with Rookie in EA.
Yeah.
So he'd be really strong. If they get, honestly, I think Malone would also be such a huge get for them more than Planet, because Malone's like communication is really strong in my opinion. Probably one of the best communicators I've ever played with in Mario Kart in both games, honestly. But I think their depth as well as their bagging situation is going to be super, super hard to deal with.
That's true. And they're mixing up their lineup with Danhee and a couple other of the subs, which I believe are like mainly English speakers.
Yes, you are right.
Yeah, so that might be an issue for them. And then Reika is gonna troll too, right?
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, so they might lose a key running piece in Reika though too. So again, Malone and Planet might be necessary for them to contend for a top 2 spot.
Yeah. Okay. Should we talk about South London ends now?
Yes, we shall.
All right. Do you want to talk about them?
Yeah, so South London ends, they're gonna be okay, so I'm not necessarily sure about their consistency. They have a few decent players here. They have, let's see, Leo could run if it's Sui. They have Brannon, Cyber, they also have Tektrox, Sayu, Killer Bee. Oh, Freak 31 too, actually. Freak 31 is decent at running, but he has an insane lag shield.
So from what I've talked to them, apparently Freak is currently at school and he's really busy, so I don't think they'll be playing him that much.
Oh, so, that might be a huge loss for them.
Yeah, actually. That really hurts them.
Yeah, because actually I was gonna say Freak 31 will be a major piece for them when they go troll, because this is a very troll heavy team.
Yeah, no, I think like if they host a match, I think they'll always go trolling because what is it? Like KB is really good at trolling. Leo, if he can also go trolling. They really don't have that many really great baggers. I know if they're trying to transfer in Henry, who would be their main bagger.
Oh,
but like
that could help.
That would help them so much. But if they don't get Henry, then their bagging situation's really, really rough.
Yeah, because I got word from Tech Trucks yesterday that it's either going to be him or I Love SMB or possibly Sayu bagging, but I don't think any of them are too experienced in bagging.
Yeah, so I think honestly, I feel like the lack of bagging depth, I think, really hurts. Like these bottom three teams, it really hurts them a lot.
I'd say their running prowess too is lacking a little bit. They're lacking like a major runner here. Besides Leo.
Yeah, Leo's really solid.
Cyber could do okay too. I could see Cyber making some progress here, but other than that, I feel like they're lacking in running.
Yeah. Let's move on to Team Ape.
Yes.
All right, so Team Ape is actually very interesting. They have a lot of depth in terms of, like, they have a lot of players. Not all of them are like, like Deku and Minoru level tier players. But like you have Jadid, Korra, both Nikos, Mio, Kion, and Pietro as runners. They can honestly rotate this around. I've talked to Jadid. He said that they would probably try to rotate their runners around. But I think, what would you think that their really good lineup would be?
I'd probably say, in terms of their main runners, probably Kion and Korra, and then they could probably have Jadid as the all-around player. And in terms of like their pack player, I'd probably say either Nikos or possibly Pietro. I'd say Pietro would be more of a sub though, if anything. But Pietro could slide in terms of pack play, but he's probably gonna have to focus a lot on pack play. Because Pietro's not the strongest runner from what I know, but he does slide in a lot for them.
Yeah, and then in terms of baggers, they actually have a lot of baggers. They have Renterar, Simo apparently is going to bag. They also have Neo, Ice, and Joris.
Yeah, so they're set in the bagging department there. They're not going to have any real trouble there. In terms of trollers, I do think that might be a slight question mark. Ape really do like troll, but they're lacking like a very solid troller. That's the thing.
Yeah, and especially with this division being so troll heavy, that actually might hurt them a little bit.
Yeah, because I know Renterar trolls sometimes, and he's not horrible, but he tends to focus on shock more than anything in trolling.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes for them. But as you said before, Ape have pretty good depth. They have a very small skill gap with their roster, so they could easily slide some players in and out. I would probably expect them to get around third. I think third is a relatively reasonable placement for them.
Yeah, I would say that. But I actually have... no, I have differing opinions, actually, but we'll get to that a little bit later.
Okay.
Let's go to Infinite. All right, Infinite. So... Infinite, they have... I think they're really, really solid in terms of... I think people kind of are underestimating... Apparently, like, from... What is it? Infinite, Team Ape, Southland Ends, and Nostalgia are really close. I think that Infinite, with their chemistry, with how long they've been playing, they're going to be a really solid team. So, talking to them, I think their most ideal lineup would be Dermo, Alec, Job, and Owen.
Mm-hmm. They did lose Louise though, which is he's not like a super strong like runner. He's a decent runner, but that's going to be a key loss for them because while their ideal lineup is going to be very solid, I do think that they have they're lacking slightly in depth, just a little bit, not too much, but
I mean,
in terms of subs,
they're active enough where I feel like it wouldn't matter too much.
Right. But like their subs would be probably like Trashy. Who else would sub for them? Trashy. Actually, Cynical. We forgot about Cynical. Yeah,
Yeah,
Cynical could
Cynical
easily
would
slide
also
into
be
the starting lineup.
Yeah, he could as well. Apparently they're trying to get Zach in to troll, and if they do, he's gonna be such a good troller for them.
Zach's reliable in trolling, I'd say.
Yeah, he's probably going to be one of the best trollers in that division. I know Prove has also been a really solid bagger for them as well. Yeah. I think the main thing they have going for them is chemistry, along with Team Ape as well.
Right. Yeah, they're a tight knit group. They've been playing together for a while. And in terms of running, let's mention Derma would probably be pretty decent at running. Job is actually underrated. Like we haven't. Job has not been in the spotlight too much in his career, but he can make some damage. And then we have Owen too. Owen has been going through a lot recently. We'll see how that goes. But I do think if he can get past the mental barrier, I think he's going to be very dangerous. And then Elec will probably Elec, while not the most consistent player ever, I do think he'll benefit the team in terms of pack play, because I have played with him a few times and he's kind of annoying with lagging. So expect that to be a key factor for them.
Yeah, and then lastly we have Resurrection. A lot of people are predicting them to be first in this division. I initially was kind of shocked that they were in Division 4 until I realized that Crisis isn't playing.
That is a major blow right there for them.
Yeah, and then I know Crisis isn't playing. I know apparently Goofy isn't playing from what you've told me.
Yeah, Goofy has not been playing a lot recently because understandably he doesn't really want to play the game anymore. Like he has like other things that he's been doing. So that's actually a huge loss for them too in terms of the trolling department though.
Yeah, and then also their bagger apparently it's Clyde. I have no idea how Clyde is with bagging.
Yeah, I haven't seen him much either. At first I thought it was going to be Stripe because Stripe has bagged several times before, but I do think with Clyde bagging, I do like that adding Stripe back into the running lineup instead of having him bag, because without Stripe, they would lack an intense pack player. And Stripe, let me tell you, Stripe is probably one of the best pack players in the division. I'd say he's a nuisance. Like if he gets a mega, he's gonna schlag with it no matter what, and that's gonna be a key piece for them.
Yeah. Other than Stripe, you also have Cody, Skitty, and Bernhard.
Yeah, Cody's definitely gonna run for them. He's probably gonna be, I'd say, top 5 contention for MVP. Skitty is a very all-around player. He's very knowledgeable about the game while not super strong in running. He does have a good in-game IQ, I'd say. And then Bernhard, very underrated player actually. He isn't looked at too much, but you do see Bernhard doing pretty well sometimes, like sometimes scoring 100 or 90. While he doesn't pop off too much, he's very reliable. He sometimes scores like 90 very consistently. So yeah, that'll be good for them.
Yeah. All right. So what do you have for predictions for this division?
I did have RS getting first at first, but with that loss of Crisis and with the possible the questionable bagging situation, well, not questionable, Clyde will bag, but questionable trolling situation, I'm not sure if I'm gonna predict RS first anymore. I'd probably say Infinite will probably sneak it in the end.
Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I thought Resurrection were like a sure in first place until I heard about that. I feel like Infinite and Ape will be very, very close. I think Nostalgia, I don't know how broken Deku and Minoru are, but if they might be able to squeeze into playoffs as well. I feel like Infinite and Ape will be the finals, with Infinite barely taking it.
For sure. Yeah, Nostalgia's a bit of a wild card team, also especially because we don't know the transfers if they're going to go through. Top 3 is going to be very close. And then bottom 3, you know what? I could see Turtle Team and Nostalgia making some moves for a possible third place squeak. But yeah, we'll see. we'll see.
I mean, to be fair, they did win Division 4, and a lot of like Deku and Minoru did play in Division 4, and they won Division 4, but they don't have Yasuo and stuff like that. That's why I think they're going to be a little bit weaker than Blue Thunder, but I think that they'll do enough to get into playoffs.
Yeah. So I'd probably say Infinite first, RS second, and Ape barely third. I think Turtle team will barely miss out on playoffs. And Nostalgia, they'll both probably be around the same end. I just don't think South London Ends has enough to make moves in this division.
Fair enough. All right, lastly, we're going to go to Division 3.
This is a really interesting div, not going to lie.
This is our div.
Yeah, well, this is your div, not mine. I'm in D2.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're not in.
I'm with the Jiro Jihadis. Also, shout out to Serena. Just want to say that real quick.
All right, so we have Insane, Apocalypse, Beyblade, Let It Rip, Regicide, Aquipo Phoenix, and list of Croatian films of the 1960s. Do you want to start with list of Croatian?
Yeah, we'll start with Croatian films. So, okay, right off the bat, we're going to notice that this is pretty much like TR, but they did add a couple players in Victor and KA. So those two additions could be pretty good for them. That being said, I think that they are lacking they're lacking power a little bit, because Noah and Victor could easily run for them. But other than that, I just feel like they're lacking a little bit of the running power. They do have a couple players in Justin, who could probably be an all-arounder, a pack player. And then KA will likely also schlag very well. So the lineup is very balanced, but
I've seen KA actually run pretty well the past few wars. I've seen him play, so he could actually also be a runner as well.
Yeah, he probably will. He'll be a backup bagger to Maxi as well.
Yeah, Maxi being their main bagger. I feel like they're a solid team. Like, I feel like they're in that really weird like state where like I feel like they're like maybe too good for Division 4, but like not that great for Division 3.
Yeah, they're borderline. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're one of those borderline teams. I think they can make some upsets. I feel like people are kind of like putting them out a little bit, but I feel like I do feel like they can make some upsets, but I feel like they'll most likely not be in playoffs.
Yeah, they're not gonna completely tank by any means. I could see them getting like probably 3 or 4 wins possibly, but I just don't think they have enough to get into top 3.
By the way,
we'll get into the other teams later.
I want to preface this by saying this division is probably the closest division I've ever seen, like in EL, like especially this season.
Yeah, I could see that too. Yeah, we'll get around to that, but it is pretty close.
Yeah. So next off, we have Equipo Phoenix.
Could I go back to the Croatian films for like 1 second?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
So I do think that they're bagging their Sui department. They're very set in that because they have Maxi bagging, solid bagger, and then KA is subbing for them. The trolling situation, I do not know. I don't think that they have a solid troller, so they might lack in that.
I think Maxi would probably troll, but I think they're all right in trolling.
Yeah, they're not bad, but I'm not sure if they have like a super power troller. We do have a couple of other pretty good trollers in this division we'll get around to.
Yep.
So yeah, let's move on to Equipo Phoenix.
All right, so this is such an interesting... I kind of compared them to GX or Galaxy from W. They have... Oh yeah, go on.
This is a bit more of a reliable version of Equipo Phoenix, though. A little more balanced, too. We'll get into the runners, actually. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we have Shiro, Javi, Francis, Dos runners. Also, there's this guy named Russo X. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Who's that?
I don't know. Probably some bad player. Yeah, Russo X. That's gonna be. Oh, that's a huge name for them. Even Chiro as well is a really solid name as well.
Gumi too.
Gumi as well. I feel like they have really solid runners in terms of Russo X, Chiro, Gumi. Javi is actually very interesting. He's actually a very old school player. He was around in like I think 2009. with Russo X. So I think that's why Russo X actually joined this team.
Yeah. One issue I see though, Russo, I don't know how much he'll play. Like he'll probably play a few weeks, but I don't see him playing every week. That's one issue I see.
I don't know. I think the reason why I think it's a little bit more reliable is I think having Javi in the Javi being there in the team will help with, like, because they're really, really good friends and they're really old friends. I feel like he will play a little bit more for them. The bagging situation for them, they have Xavier, Zoro, Alex, and Zatlo. And then for Troll, they have Xavier and Zatlo trolling as well.
Yeah, so Javier is going to have to step up big in terms of the special teams department. Like, he's going to have to bag and troll most likely every week for them. I do think he's fairly around average though in both departments. He can do well though. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying he's not. I don't think he's going to break into the top trollers or baggers in the division, but he's going to be decently reliable though.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like their main like the key for them is definitely their running powers.
Yeah, they do have Russo, Shiro, Javi, France,
Gumi.
Yeah. Gumi is going to be a bit questionable though, because Gumi was very good back in the day, but he just came back after pretty much a long hiatus. So he might be a little rusty, but I could see him picking it up later in the season. And they do have good chemistry too because of their Spanish speaking, but I believe they're probably going to have to pull that same lineup of Russo, Shiro, Javi, and Francis, and possibly Dose too, because they're lacking a little depth other than that, as well as the fact that their other players might not get along with them chemistry-wise as much. And Gumi too, I could slide in. But yeah, they're going to be a bit of a wild card team, but I could see them sneaking in third place.
Yeah. Next we have Regicide. I am shocked that they're considered fourth.
Yeah, you're right, because it's pretty much Moonblast and a couple other additions.
It's Moonblast with some EXO players and then Aditya and Cloud, who are I think AP players.
Right. Yeah.
So
being slept on a little bit.
Yeah, I think like you have Joss, Ethan, Paul, Matt, British, who's actually going to spag/troll.
Yeah.
British is. I think he's like a D1 bagger, right? That's so good for them.
British is a very good bagger. He's been around for a long time. He's been reliable throughout his career.
Yeah. Also, I'm sorry, British. I know you're in Gamped. I'm just saying there's a lot of Moonblast players. I'm sorry for saying Cloud's an AP. Okay, chill down, chill out.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but I think having a like Joss, Ethan, Paul, Matt. Momat is so solid for them. I'm surprised that people are actually predicting them fourth. I think they're a really solid team. They also have, if they go troll, like Ethan, I know Ethan doesn't like troll. They have people like Connor, Cookie, as well, who are pretty solid in the trolling and running trolling.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Cookie is the kind of person where he could evade trolls pretty well, and he could also slide in the Sui lineups a couple weeks in terms of just focusing on pack play, because he is a very, very annoying Schlager.
Yeah.
And then you do also have Connor, who could probably focus on pack play as well. Also, Aditya. I'm not sure how Aditya is going to play though, because he just came back like not too long ago, right?
Yeah,
he's been around in the community, but not actually playing.
I think he will MVP and get 60 points average. It's not because he's a EL admin whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a gun in my head from Aditya. Just saying.
But yeah, if they could pull Joss, Ethan, Paul, and Matt most weeks, that's gonna be dangerous, and I could definitely see them contending for first if they continue using that lineup, and maybe slotting in a couple players from time to time, like Connor and Cookie.
Yeah, I think they're a lot solid than fourth. I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna go to Beyblade. Let it rip. Do you want to talk about them? I
You
can
know a
talk
little
about
more
them,
about
but
yeah. Go ahead.
all right. This is basically a Battlecry squad, plus a god or Zach. So I think ideally we would have like a lineup of RD, Ruko, Alex, and Merc. But we could also slide in people like Ryan, US, Kona, and as runners as well. I think in terms of chemistry, we're pretty solid. I know we've been around. I know a lot of us has like not even played with each other, but like are friends with each other for like around 2 to 3 years. So also there's Star Strike as well. I forgot about Star Strike. I'm sorry, Star. He's also a really solid. I've seen him like grind Mogi recently. He's gonna be really solid as well.
Yeah,
I'm totally not biased, by the way.
He's a utility player too. You're gonna be bagging for them, right? The main bagger.
I think we're gonna rotate baggers. I think it's just whoever can play and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have probably myself and Kona bag to rotate. Maybe Ryan if like we have to force him to. Maybe I don't know if Merc will bag because I know he's been wanting to run a little bit more as of late.
Yeah, I do think this lineup is actually, or this roster is actually very balanced because you do have a couple of strong runners with Alex and Hiroko, and you have Articuno who's very, very flexible. He can run if he wants to. He can schlag whenever he wants to. He's very flexible. He doesn't mind being in any position. Like he's the kind of player that works with whatever position he's in and whatever items he gets.
Also, I know personally that Ryan is a really, really good troller as well.
Yeah.
I think if like we were forced to play troll, he would probably be the main troller.
Yeah.
RD can also troll, but he's one of those situations where it's like you would remove a really good runner, and I feel like also not only a good runner, but like a really good communicator within the pack as well.
And another positive that I see with Beyblade is that they have a very good depth in their subs, and they have very little skill gap among their roster. Because keep in mind, even with Artie, Ruko, Merc, and Alex, they still have a few good subs in Eric, Psycho, and Silver. So they could slide in if one of the people in the ideal lineup that can't play, they could easily slide in and still pose a threat.
Yeah, for sure. I think I don't know. I feel like we're really solid overall, but then if you look at the other teams in the division, like they're also really solid as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So Beyblade, while not like super strong in the running department, they're consistent and they're reliable.
Yeah, I think so as well. I feel like bagging might be an issue because personally, I know I've been really, really bad at bagging as of late for EA. Like I think Kona would like I don't know how much Kona has bagged, but I know personally like from what I've seen, I'm very unhappy with the way I've been bagging of EA, even though we're like in finals and stuff. I feel like I get way too many shocks in ninth as well. I'm not even joking about that. But yeah, we mentioned Alex. Yeah, Alex is honestly an MVP candidate as well. I think if Ruko plays enough, he also would be an MVP candidate as well.
I also forgot to mention Alex. While he's a bit of a quiet guy, he's a very good team player. Like he puts his team first. Like in any case, like I've seen him like stream with his calls and stuff. Very good team player, very good in-game IQ. He knows what he's doing. So I would expect Alex to be not only a key runner, but also a very good team player and having the team gel together.
Yeah, I think having people like Alex and Artie will be really, really key for us.
Yeah, that's going to be huge in terms of team play. I'd say Beyblade are probably going to be the most reliable team in the division for team play.
Yeah. Next we have Apocalypse.
AP is a bit of an interesting one. They are predicted.
Okay. I'm going to say this. I'm surprised they're predicted this high.
Yeah, Apocalypse has a bit of a curse from previous seasons. Like they always seem to have good things going for them, but then it just ends up petering out in the end, whether it's bad luck or just not performing. That being said, they could still make some moves. Like I'm not saying they're completely out just because of their previous experience. They could still make some moves here. They have a couple of good runners. They have Insane, obviously, who's going to be their main runner and their main team player. They have they have Sheiks, Elox, Sonder, and Jonas. Sonder and Jonas are very strong runners, but I don't think they're going to play very much. So they're probably going to depend more on Chills, and Elox to play for them. And Chills and Sheiks have very good chemistry with Insane too. And Chills is a hell of a schlagger, I will say that. So that'll benefit them.
Also, they also have Cobra as well, who's I think gonna run. Cobra's a very, very old school player, and I think he'll be a very, very huge part of their running core as well.
Yeah, Cobra could bag too, though. He did bag in D1.
Also, I don't think Chills is playing. He's in university right now.
Oh yeah, that gets to a lot of people, and school is important, guys. Just make sure you prioritize school. But with the loss of Chills, I do think they could still slide in Elox and possibly Cobra running.
I mean, they have a lot of depth. They can also put in Tom as well.
Tom, yeah, but how active is he?
Apparently, he's active enough where they can just slide.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, because they're gonna be lacking with Sonder and Jonas. They're gonna be they might be lacking.
They're gonna put in Smash as well.
Smash works, yeah. Smash works.
Yeah, Smash is also really good as well.
Yeah, so I could see AP doing decent. Also, let's talk about the bagging and trolling. The baggers, they'll have Sky9, Genu, and Cobra. So
I don't think Cobra will bag. I think Cobra's going to be more of a runner. And then for troll, they have Trippy as well.
Yeah, Trippy. Okay, so Trippy is he's known to be a little lucky sometimes. He's either the luckiest troller with the stars or the unluckiest troller with the bills. But I will say, like, sometimes people complain about his star pulls sometimes, but he actually does utilize his trolling items very effectively. I would say a lot of trollers, when they pull shrooms and goldens, they're like, fuck, I pulled a shroom, I pulled a golden. But Trippy actually is very, very good at bumping people. Like, I've played against Trippy. There have been many cases where he has slammed me out of the track or slammed me into the dirt because he times his shrooms so perfectly. So expect Trippy to utilize whatever trolling items he gets and be an effective troller.
All right, let's move on to the last team, which is Insane.
Insane.
Insane 2, basically.
Yeah.
So from what I've talked to, they have their ideal lineup will be Karalte, Thunder, Spart, Saya, which is Lyoko, and Meg for Suicide. If they get Kazuro, because they're trying to transfer him in, Karalte will slide into the bagging spot, and Meg will be a sub bagger.
Already, even without Kazuro, I still think that lineup is very balanced because they have Thunder, who's always going to be looking to run. He's going to be in top 2 spots all the time, or almost all the time. You're going to have Saya, who's going to go for glitches and shortcuts. Spart's going to be all around. He's going to be running. He's going to be slagging.
And Karalte is a really good schlagger as well. Actually, I even like their sub situation. I know Hatake has been really solid for them in Division 4. They also have MK from BT, who's also like a really solid runner and stuff. They also have Mace as well, who's a very solid. He's a very good. I know, like, playing with him, he's a very solid communicator as well.
Mm-hmm. They could slide in Hatake. The question is whether he'll be. He was active last season, but I think his activity is going to decrease a little bit. So they might actually depend on MK sometimes if one of their players in their starting lineup can't play. MK, he's a very good runner. The only problem I see with MK is the chemistry, and also he ends up team killing every once in a while, like unintentionally. But there have been times where MK inadvertently hits his team with a green or something like that. But MK would still be a good addition for them nonetheless.
Yeah, I think MK is a solid addition. Also, for trolling, they have Thunder, who's a very, very good troller. So if they go trolling, they can just slide in MK as well. Because I feel like having a Japanese player is very good for, lag shields?
Yeah, by the way, Matt, sometimes we do say that a person's a good plaque player or good at troll, but we do mean it, though.
Yeah,
Because-
we're not trying to say that the player is bad. We're actually saying that they're really good at pack play, because I know Karalte playing him is so annoying. I hate like he gets green. He starts schlagging all over the place. Oh my god.
Very annoying to play against when he's in the middle of the pack. But yeah, in terms of trolling, Thunder has made a name for himself recently. He's been he hasn't trolled for very long, but he has learned trolling very quickly, and he's actually a pretty good troller. So expect Insane to be good on both fronts.
All right. You want to do predictions now? And then also we missed the division MVPs for all the divisions, so we should probably do that as well.
we could scroll back through.
Yeah. Let's start with predictions, and then we'll do MVP from Division 3, 4, then 5.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So for predictions, we've actually were calling last night, or I think 2 nights ago, talking about like making notes for this and whatnot. And honestly, we've been we had such a back and forth between like who like would like the order of this division, because this division is probably the closest division I've ever seen, like in such a long time. Yeah. So I think so. Do you want to go first? Because I think you actually have your predictions down.
Actually, I don't actually have them, but I could just think of it real quick. So I have IAS getting first. No bias. I do actually think that they're very strong, especially if they get Kazuro. That's going to be even bigger for them. I'm going to have Regicide second, because they also are very strong. And I'd probably say they're the strongest Sui team. IS being second strongest Sui team. IS being probably the first strongest trolling team. Regicide's going to be very strong Sui. Third, you know what? For third, I'm gonna have Beyblade, because they're very reliable, they're consistent, and I just don't see them slipping out of top 3. And then I'm gonna have AP fourth, Equipo Phoenix fourth, AP fifth, and Croatian Film sixth.
Okay, I have a different list. I have Insane. So I have Insane first, but I have Regicide second. Actually, right, our list is super, like, really close.
It's similar. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we matched. I have Insane first. I think Insane and Regicide are actually going to be really close. I feel like they might, like, tie in the standings, but Insane will have, like, a better, like, plus minus.
I'd have to
Then I have, I kind of have to put Beyblade, because I want us to make playoffs. I think also as well that we're solid enough to like beat out Apocalypse and probably Equipo Phoenix. And then I have Apocalypse fourth, Equipo Phoenix fifth, and Lesser Croatian Film sixth.
Yeah, so very similar, except we switched
off. But honestly, this division is so close. I can see this like going like, I don't know. Yeah. I can see like Insane going like 6-4 and winning the division or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be very close. Like, don't take our predictions for this specific division too seriously, because it could go either way.
This is probably the closest division. In terms of MVP, so we're gonna start with Division 3.
Okay.
People are saying Russo X. I say fuck that shit. I'm going Alex.
You're going Alex US? Ooh, that's not a bad choice, I would say. I'm gonna say Alex will probably get. You know what? I'm gonna say he's gonna get second or third, and I'm gonna give the division MVP to Russo X.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I'm gonna say Russo X. No,
I think Russo. My biggest there's gonna be some. I feel like trolling, especially, might be like not so too good for Russo. Though I don't know, he's a Daisy player, so he might be able to avoid it.
Yeah,
but I feel like Alex is. I don't know. I feel like Alex is a little bit. I just don't want to say Russo, honestly. That's the main reason why. I want to be different and stuff.
Yeah, it makes sense. I could definitely see Alex getting it there, but like I said before, Alex is a very good team player. So every once in a while, I will expect Alex to probably like drop if needed to help his team. But yeah, I'd say Russo, if he plays 5 or more matches, I feel like he'll do it.
Also, another person I think who can probably be an MVP contention is Matt as well.
Yeah, Momad is very consistent actually, so he could be up there as well.
Yeah.
And then another sleeper. I'm gonna have one more sleeper pick,
All right,
and
go
that
ahead.
sleeper pick is gonna be Thunder. Because Thunder is
You're right.
so adamant in getting up there. He is one of the most persistent players. He if he gets hit, he will just work his ass off to get back up there, and he's like a mad dog. So I would expect him to get possibly a top 3 in a divs.
All right, you want to go to Division 4?
Yeah. Or yeah, let's go Division 4.
All right, so for MVP, who do you have?
Tough one, but I'm gonna say actually you go first. I'm still thinking.
I think Deku and Minoru will probably one of those two. Honestly, though, I actually could see Leo taking it as well.
Okay.
This is a little bit weird, but I've seen this guy like pop off in like low division and like mid division as well in the past, and this might be kind of a little jab at South London ends, but I think he might just like score 120 with the rest of the team scoring like 70 or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna have to say I'm in between two people. I'm in between Deco and Leo, but I'm not sure if Leo will play 5 weeks because he's gonna be needed for Troll. So
That
you
is
know
true.
what? In the end, I'm gonna say Deco because Deco for D4
Okay.
is really strong. That's oof. I'm gonna
All
say
right,
Deco
fair
in the
enough.
end.
Fair enough. For Division 5.
Let's not forget Dan will probably be top 3 though.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Dan. Shit. Oh my god. Yeah, Dan will also be up there as well.
Easily. But I do think he'll miss out in the end. But yeah, let's move on to D5.
All right, so for D5, I honestly think that Cosmos and Psycho will probably battle it out. And if Swift gets in, honestly, then I think Swift will get it.
Yeah. But I'm probably gonna say Cosmos in the end. I think that might be pretty much a guaranteed, either Cosmos or Psykai. But I can also see Mask getting up there too. But we'll see. I'm gonna say
I see
Cosmos
Mask. I can see that as well. Yeah, I think Cosmos will get it. I think Mask will get second or something like that. He'll be very close to it.
Okay. But yeah, are we ready for D2?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go on to D2 now.
Sorry for making you guys impatient there.
Yeah, sorry about it. We had a lot of notes for it, and we kind of wanted to get through everyone. So yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Like one or two more shout outs. I just want to say shout out to my JJ player. Is probably the only JJ player right now. But then also my EM and IS players. You know, Serena, Barry, Casper, David, Karalte, Charge. Love y'all. Peace.
Stop.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
We're gonna throw it off to D2 now.
All right, let's go.
No. Are we live? Okay. What's up, guys? I'm Nick, as you guys probably know.
What's up? I'm Jax, or Jaker in Lounge.
Yeah, I'll probably just refer to him as Jake, but we're going to be presenting D2 and D1 today. So this is actually, the best thing about this is probably going to be a really close division. From bottom to top, we got Alliance of the Titan, Eternal Midnight, Mogi Mains, Gyro Jihad, not exactly sure, and Team Mega. And then CS predicted to win the division. Jake, you want to start out talking about A7? Because I do not know that much about them at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised seeing them seeded, as in previous seasons they've been denied
Really?
for unreliability, and they've got some good players, but I don't know if they don't play that much.
Well,
But
yeah.
I see one name, Vic Z. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's been playing since like 2011
Oh my
with
god.
like teams such as like Flow.
Oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, Vic 974.
Yeah,
And- But I don't know if he's good enough for D2 because he's like so rusty. And then they have Embrez, Furious, I guess.
Yeah, they
Knight.
have they have like Kazam and Knight snuck in there, and aren't they? They're really good. And Milo's okay. They seem to have a
Yeah,
pretty.
but I don't know who's gonna bag for them. That's the thing.
Oh, I don't know like who's bagging for any of the D1 teams, but we'll get to that later.
They have a
Yeah.
decent running core, I guess.
Decent
They'll
running
use-
core.
They'll use like Ambrose, Vixie. Wait, is that Rose, the Japanese Rose playing? For them
Yeah,
too?
they have the Japanese roads.
Okay, that's just weird. Kazam. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about Kazam.
Sam's probably their best dude.
Yeah, he's probably their best player at the moment on line 7. But yeah, I think the predictions are right for this team. Like, I don't see them. I see them taking a few matches from some of the top teams. But other than that, I have nothing to say for them.
Yeah, I think they'll be annoying to play against just because of lag and whatnot, and no one really knows how their play style is. And they're
Yeah.
also very deep. Like, they have a ton of players who are pretty solid, but
Yeah, they've met each other IRL. They have the chemistry definitely there.
hey, good for them.
But I don't know. I don't know. They have to be playing a lot for
Yeah.
them to compete in this division.
Yeah, I'm interested
So-
to see how they do. Anyway, moving on to EM, Eternal Midnight, on their 6th iteration of the team name. But we look them up on the registry real quick. These guys, I actually really think they've improved a lot over like the last year and all the name switches. But it doesn't seem like they have a ton of players on their roster.
Yeah, they have
Barry,
9, right?
Haseo, Casper, Clover, Serena,
Oh, they have
Robert.
Virate.
They have Viraith,
Wow.
who will be a top
I
player
think-
for them.
I think he should be in every single lineup.
Yeah, he's going to be in every single lineup, which is rightfully so, and he's probably going to be
Like-
controlling them. He's going to be like their in-game leader type thing.
If they use Clover, it'll probably be like a disadvantage because I know he doesn't call from what I've seen. In Demoralized, he doesn't speak at all. So if
Oh,
he
really?
plays, yeah, he doesn't speak unless it's different over here.
It could
Might be
be,
wrong.
but I know
then-
Zach is transferring out, and I think Sapphire not like
Zach is
he-
transferring out.
Yeah, Zach's trying to transfer into IF, and he'll probably get in there. And Sapphire, like the CT player, Sapphire is transferring in.
Oh,
I could be
okay.
wrong.
But if Zach transfers out, I don't know. I don't think Virate will back for them.
Oh, Viraith is not backing for them.
Yeah,
if he
so-
does, it'll be hilarious. But
So
I don't
Zach,
think he will.
I don't think Zach should transfer out if they want to keep like a consistent solid bagger.
Well, Serena will suicide bag, and Barry will troll probably, and Viraith might troll at
Oh, Barry.
points.
I thought. Oh, okay.
But Haseo will just be their dude who will always have a star, and he's not going to be much help in the front, but after they get shocked, he'll probably secure some points. Casper is honestly an all-around solid player. I've seen some of his videos, and he just, nothing
Casper's
outstanding, but
definitely
he's
been playing for a
improving.
bit. Yeah, he's been streaming like nonstop. I've seen, like just like practicing lines in general.
Yeah, he actually didn't seem bad to me at all. I was really surprised watching him. And Clover's
Yeah.
solid, if he does call.
Yeah, Clover is solid. Yeah, he's definitely getting the experience in T3, T4. Doing
I'm
well.
surprised that they're this low, but I think they could definitely squeeze out a third. I don't think they're going to break into the top 2. I think the top 2 teams in this division are a little like higher tier than the other ones.
Honestly, I think the teams are pretty close in this division.
Teams
Based
are
on the
pretty
players.
close, and I can see
They'll-
any of them breaking in. But I
They'll
think
definitely have a chance with like Haseo, Casper, Barry. Yeah, that's a good lineup.
100%. Now on the Mogi
Just-
Mans.
Okay. Oh
They're
god.
basically,
These are basically the custom track players.
yeah, but
um,
they've been improving a ton, dude. I've seen their scrims; they actually seem to be doing really well.
Oh,
And,
I didn't. Haven't
on
even checked
regs.
it.
They did pretty well in D3 last season in WL, and they just added Logan and Justin, who are definitely their best players. Logan Squidward.
Yeah, the Seo's pretty good too. But he's a CT player, but he's good at regs too, like lines wise. But I haven't seen him play much in the upper divisions. He's been playing the lower divisions for reg tracks. So this will be
He's
something new
doing
for him.
well, though.
Yeah, and
2
Epic
bags
too.
for them, Durag.
Yeah, Durag will probably be bagging. And it's trolling mutual base, right?
I don't. No. It's not trolling mutual. If mutual, it's just same as usual.
Oh,
The
it's
whole
same
team can
mutual?
pick trolling.
Oh god. Okay.
so
Alright.
have fun doing that. But yeah, these guys are definitely going to do solid. They have really good chem, and Justin and Logan have been grinding, and they are now turning into like actually super sick online players. So they're probably both going to average mid-high 30s.
Yeah, online
And-
too.
Yeah, oh yeah, they have online. He's pretty damn good as well. These guys are
But
solid.
they'll probably be sticking to like the same 5 every week, just based
Yeah,
on
you're
what
right.
they have.
They're not very deep at all. The second they drop past their core and they have to add some of the other players in there, there's going to be that absence is going to be felt. But these guys
yeah,
are good chem.
I think the predictions for this team is pretty accurate.
Yeah, somewhere third, fourth,
That's if they use their best 5 every week.
which I think they will. They all seem to be fairly active.
Yep.
Yeah, this division is really close, and I didn't even realize that before we did this, but I could see this really going anywhere.
Yep. Probably.
And now moving on to JJ and Jiro Jihad. These guys have been playing together for a while. They were the first team that I played in WL ever, and they have a little bit of a different lineup, but they still have the same core players.
Same core, Torpedo. Declan. I think Declan joined now, or has he been in JJ?
He's been playing a bunch of scrims with them, but I think he just joined for leagues. Either way, these players have all played on each other through numerous teams, so no one's really unfamiliar here.
Oh, and Mac too. Wow.
They picked up Mac, who actually is unfamiliar, Declan and Jaggy, who I didn't think were playing for them before, and then they have their core, Zesty, Radon.
Zesty is going to be a huge player for them in terms of bagging and trolling.
Yeah, this is like he's probably the best bagger troller. Like,
yeah, playing troll roles against Zesty, like I don't like it at all. It's so hard to avoid him.
He's obnoxious. He's really good with shrooms and bills too. Not
Yeah,
just stars, which is just a huge asset. And Seek is a solid bagger. They have really good runners, and they have really good chem.
Torpedo's very underrated. He's a solid runner, and Fire too.
Torp's really good too. He's also really good at. Never mind. Yeah,
Declan too.
Fire, in my opinion, I played with him on EU for a while. He was the most underrated player who I had ever played with up until that point. This dude always, whenever we played WZ or any good team, he would always score like 110. And he's a great troller as well. I don't know if he's going to be doing that, but he's really fast and a solid runner.
Yeah, and like Lounge, I've always seen him up front and like doing consistently well.
No, he's definitely really good, and he does not get the credit he deserves. This team's going to be really good. The only problem is they don't have any they had Emil P, but they don't have any super standout players who are just going to be like scoring like high 30s from every week, other than Fire. But
I think Torpedo as well.
Yeah, Torp is actually really good. These guys are going to be solid. I think they're going to be a little. I don't think they're going to win the division, but they're definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if they make playoffs, and they're probably going to have an above 500 record. Just JJ's really good, and they're one of the only teams with a super solid department in both bagging and trolling. So,
yeah, they're definitely like the most consistent team. They can use any 5, and they'll have good chem.
Declan sucks though. So if they don't use him, they'll probably be fine.
All right,
one of the most
Mega, or
yeah, they're one of the no Mega. They're one of the most interesting teams. You can talk about them though, because they're all like Mogi players.
Oh god, the whole roster, like they don't really play that much. Like, I see Edge. Edge sucks.
Edge is garbage, but he's probably gonna be the best player in this division.
No, jokes aside, like Edge is probably the best player on this team.
Yeah, they randomly picked him up out of nowhere.
And then they have Christian too. I think that's the Dutch Christian.
He's the remake guy. I just know he's friends with like Kevin and.
Yeah, that's the Dutch Christian then.
Yeah,
he's good, solid T tier. I don't really see him that much in Wars, so I
can't
really comment on that.
Fusion? Did Fusion transfer out of DZ?
No, that's Fusion Cal. That's another Fusion.
Oh, thank God.
And they have Sammy.
I want to talk about. They have a huge thing with chemistry because all these players, Sammy, Slide, Matt, Edge, they all used to play with each other on UT, right?
Yeah, this is basically UT, but with like
UT with a couple additions. But their main LU is good.
Yeah, I would say their main lineup is like Matt, Sammy, Slide. Who else is there? Edge.
Or Camelot.
But I hope these players play every week. Or like,
Yeah.
they're
100%. I'm really glad I hope Sammy doesn't bag. I'm glad he's getting a chance to run.
the thing is, like, I don't know why they've been predicted so high. Like,
I think because Edge, Matt.
but I
G7.
think JJ's lineup, their main lineup is better in this one.
So do I. I definitely think that, and I think a lot of these players have a certain play style. They like to kind of hold dodges and play in the back together. I don't think they have any like true runners, and I think that's going to hurt them, and they're going to kind of get exposed. But
Yeah, and their bagger probably Sammy should be a runner on this team.
I think Sammy's planning on running. I don't know if Mao or Spade is going to bag, or
Probably Spade.
Yeah.
Trolling Sammy's probably gonna troll.
Sammy or Camelot.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot Camelot. He's on a
Yeah,
CT.
Cam's sick,
Yeah.
dude. He's a solid runner. These guys will be
But
interesting. I'm excited to see how they
Yeah.
do. And going into the number one predicted team, Chef Stallion.
Oh boy, you can talk about this one.
Yeah, I'll take the initiative and talk about them. So they were predicted number one, which I also predicted them to win this division. If you look at their lineup, they have a ton of players who you probably wouldn't consider to be super great, or at least at running. Act, Bran, Jed. They have Luke Jur, who's
Luke
definitely
Jur,
their best
yep.
player.
I think best player in the division, in my opinion.
Yeah, best player in the
He
division.
plays.
Roy, Sapphire, and Shrap.
Oh, they have Connor too.
And they have
Bagging.
Connor, who's going to be doing all the bagging. But these guys, basically, all of the players on this roster are super good friends. They play together all the time. We play games outside of Mario Kart as well, so chemistry is definitely their strong suit. These guys are just playing to have fun. They're not going to be getting mad at each other, and they're probably, talent-wise, also the best in this division. Act is a really underrated runner, in my opinion. He's not going to, I don't think he's going to MVP or anything, but he'll be putting 30-plus up, averaging a GP per week. Bran is one of the top trollers in the game and is a really good runner when it comes down to it. Jed just somehow is able to score well. So they'll have that going for them. He's one of the smartest players I've ever played with. And they have Sapphire, who's just, in my opinion,
pretty good.
a great runner, great communicator and everything. And then off the bench, Roy,
Roy.
he's getting really, really good at running. He's getting a lot better, improving really quickly. Trap, if he can get his net issues out, he'll be solid. And then Luke, spearheading it all. These guys are disgusting. They're one of the best teams in the division. Yeah, this is biased a little bit, but if you disagree with me, go for it. I just think they're the best team in the division. Jake, do you have anything else to say?
I definitely disagree with you there.
All right.
Who
do you think is?
I think JJ is going to be the best team of the division. Just based on
All right, we'll see how it
lineup.
goes.
Yeah, we can see how it goes. Do you want to do what do we do now?
We
Is it
can. Do you have anything else to say on D2? I think CS
think
is
we've
probably
covered
going to
most
take
of it.
it. Mega, JJ are going to be up there. I think the community predictions were pretty accurate.
I think JJ will take it, and then CS probably second, and then maybe EM third, Team Mega fourth.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I think the best teams are the top three are a little bit higher quality than the other ones, but any team could beat any of these guys on any given day. So.
Oh, okay. MVPs. I would say, I have three in mind: Torp, Luke Germany, and Haseo. Yeah, Haseo.
I would say probably Haseo, Kazam, if he plays every match, because I think he's playing on a weaker LU, so that'll work to his benefit in terms of points, and Luke. Alright,
All right.
that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm ready to go on D1. I'm just waiting for the transition, honestly. No, you're good. Alright, so from bottom to top, we got Team Gun, Maximum Likelihood, or MAL, Charge Brigade, Insane, Demoralize, and Metro Wipeout. And we'll just start from the bottom, I guess. And so the way we're going to do is I'm going to talk about DZ and you're going to talk about MW, right?
I got it.
Okay, but yeah, Team Gun at the bottom of the division. These guys are really tough to seed because they have a ton of sick players signed up for them that almost never end up playing. Who do they have?
King. Oh, Chroma. Okay, Chroma is one in particular. He's been playing a lot of Lounge recently.
Has he?
putting
He's
up-
coming back?
Yeah, Chroma's Mox in Lounge.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been playing a lot.
He's been playing a lot, so I think he'll do well for them. And
Masta
Daru,
they have. Don't think Masta. I don't even know if
I don't
he's
think Masta will play much.
Daru.
I
I
think-
know he quit the game.
Oh, and they got Xenon too, which is probably their best player. Eve.
Eve. Yeah.
Solid runner.
So yeah, like I said, they have a ton of good. Like their best LU is really good, and will probably do better than last. But
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how
this
often they're
team-
gonna play.
Yeah, like this team, like they scrim a lot, like probably more out of any other team right now. And
Do they?
yeah, have you seen them like search for wars every time?
Actually, yeah, they always do search. They just search earlier in the day. I kind of miss
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And their main lineup will probably be like Nico, King, just the two, then Xenon, and Daru
Yeah.
if he plays. I hope
Daru if
Daru
he
plays.
plays. If he doesn't, probably Chroma.
Yeah. And
Which is
Sasa
pretty
for
damn
Baggy
good.
Sasha.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I think- I
or
think
Akio.
Yeah, I think if they pick like trolling against like teams like DZ, they'll probably win against them. I'm I'm not joking.
Okay.
And,
But okay, yeah, they'll probably win in trolling, and I don't think they'll be able to do much in suicide because trolling's kind of their bread and butter. But you know, God,
It
that's
all
how they've
depends.
been. They haven't changed much.
yeah, like this team is like bad for D1, but really good for D2.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the thing. They're kind of hard to seed because they're right in between.
Yeah, I hope they get the break though.
Yeah, and next, who do we have now? They're another team
Yeah,
that's kind of tough to seed because they have one of the top regs players in the game, one of the top overall players in the game, Asmac. And they also actually added CNG. I didn't even know that.
oh wow, oh that's cool.
Yeah, they really needed someone to help Asmac, so that's good for them. And then they have Bob, who's solid, Hisha. They don't have Roast anymore because I guess Roast transferred to
Bro
A7.
transferred to A7, and apparently he's gonna bag for them too.
Oh,
It's hilarious.
for some reason.
So, yeah.
But yeah,
Just expect Asmac to play most of the matches, or every match actually.
yeah, these guys are pretty predictable. Expect Asmac to play and score 100 plus every single time. Always be in
and
the front.
They also got Keiko too, and I think Keiko will be out there to support Asmac.
Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't even see that.
And Sebastian will probably bag.
Yeah, Sebastian will bag and troll. They've been pick and trolling a lot.
Oh
They're
yeah.
really getting into that.
I don't think they should.
Yeah,
It's kind of hard for them. Yeah, Asmac, Bob, Keiko, Rain, pretty solid. I just hope they use the same 4 plus the bagger every week.
They use the
and
main
they
LE.
should-
They could.
Yeah,
Be
they could
a lot
get
better.
some upsets. They really could get some upsets.
Now going into Charge Brigade.
Charge Brigade. All right, this is your team.
Yeah,
You
I'll
want to say a
talk
little
about
bit about it?
So they're basically, you have the same core as usual. Trix, Wally. They ended up getting Thomas, who was probably going to be their best player. And I know he's planning on playing about once a week, so he might be a little bit rusty, but he'll still probably put up numbers, always be in the front. Then they have Wrath, Yasu, Zero, and Yasu and Zero have been grinding Lounge, and they'll be solid off the bench. I don't know how well they'll be able to compete in D1, but
And I think Trix will do very well if he plays a lot.
yeah, Trix will do super well. He hates this game.
Does he really?
But,
I thought he
yeah.
likes wars.
He likes Wars a little bit, but he does not play very much. But he's been like
That's a
getting
shame.
back up to prime. He's just a beast. He'll do well whenever he plays.
And they have Gale too. Bubbles.
They have Gale. I'd be shocked if he played.
If he plays, that'd be pretty sick.
That'd be awesome, but I hope he does. But I'd just be surprised. And then they have Dugo, who they picked up, and he's just Dugo. He's your solid mid pack player,
Solid, yeah, pack player. That's what he will do.
flagging specialist.
0-2 BCW glitcher.
Yeah, he's a
BC3
good
ultra
name.
picker. Yeah, they'll definitely use him.
And then Monies. Not sure how much he'll see the field, but
He's probably bagging for them.
I don't think he's gonna bag. I know he's probably not going to bag.
Then who will then?
I don't know. They don't have a bagger. It's one of their biggest issues right now, and that's what you'll see with a lot of these D1 teams. Is a lot of them don't have either like really good baggers or dedicated baggers at all.
Yeah.
So, because there's just no one really wants to go
that's
backwards.
the case, if no one wants to bag for them, then I don't know. They might be they might be seated last for me. Not sure.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna fix that scenario, but they have good enough runners. So if they do get a bagger, or if Monies agrees to bag, they'll be able to make something happen. I see fourth as a solid spot for them.
Fourth's very solid for them.
Mal might end up beating them out, but now getting into the top three teams, and in my opinion, the top three teams there's a significant gap between them and the other three teams in this division. And it's pretty much going to be a battle for top three among them. And next we've got Insane. If you want to talk about them a little bit.
All right, let me pull up the roster. I know they recently got like Crash and Hawk.
They recently signed a bunch of players.
I think they're still playing for them, right?
Oh yeah, look at their roster. They have Crash, Hawk, Lugia, Mike, Mel.
Oh god, yeah.
Mike
too? Wow.
Yeah. Mike, dude, he talked about how he would never play for IS. He wasn't going to play. He wanted a break. And then transfers to them the next day. So.
And they'll probably use... they got Kevin Germany too. Oh, a lot of players. Mel, Nact.
And Jorge.
And Jorge too.
Yeah, they seem to be a little bit kind of like an Insta team.
A little bit of an Insta team, yeah. No chemistry.
Basically, I can't see them getting any lower than third, but I don't think they'll get better than second.
Yeah, I want to see how players like Mike and Kevin Germany play with like Crash and Hawk. See how that turns out.
I think there's going to be a huge issue among like who gets to be in the lineup, because you have a ton of talented players who like don't have the best reputation. A lot of them don't have the best reputations in the community. There's going to be like a lot of clash of who gets playing time, who doesn't, because they have a ton of sick players on this team.
I feel like they shouldn't just use older like sick players and like maybe use like Pascal
or Charge.
Yeah, just like for the chemistry.
Yeah, I also
with playing with each other.
I'm not entirely sure who's gonna bag for them. Probably David or Charge.
If wants to.
And doubt Hawk will bag, but if he wants to, then they'll be really, really good.
Probably. And
but, I don't know. This team's hard to place.
Yeah, lots of strong players, just no chemistry.
Lots of strong players, yeah. Anyway, I don't really have more to say about them. I don't really know how they're gonna do, how they're all gonna work together. But they'll definitely be in the top three. I don't think they're gonna win it all, just because I don't know how good their chemistry is, and I don't know how well their teamwork will be. But yeah,
we'll see. Definitely an interesting team. Did not expect any of these players to be on there, but.
And now we'll move into the top two teams. And would you say you agree with either MW or DZ will finish in the top two?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would too.
Mal, like maybe Mal for third.
Maybe Mal for third, but I think IS is probably going to end up getting third. But I think these teams end up in the top two.
Yeah.
And talking about Demoralize, I mean, they're stacked. You got Frozen, yours truly, Jaker, Casper, Ken, who I don't think is going to be playing that much. He's at college,
I don't think he will. Yeah, he won't be playing.
And Killua, I don't think he's going to be playing that much.
He was interested.
Is he back into the game?
I think he'll. Yeah, he's back, but I don't think we'll be using him because he hasn't been playing recently.
Fair enough. And Lucas, who should be main LU every time, Quinn, Susui, Spec, and Toby. So pretty much the same as the WL lineup, plus Frozen, Killua, Ken. Yeah, that's exactly the same. And they did really well in WL last season. They got third.
Yeah, but we also lost Barney.
You traded Barney for Jax.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
No, that's how I like to think of it.
But the chemistry, I think it will be there with me and Frozen, Casper, and Ornan too.
Oh yeah, Ornan literally just PM'd me and said he's transferring in.
Yeah, and The only issue we have is like the bagging situation. It's just now you said trolling is like how it is, the rule sets and stuff, post picks.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think.
who is bagging for you guys? Is it Bryce?
No, it'll be Spec probably, which is sad because I wanna race with him. I think
I was gonna say, good man.
I think he's a very solid racer.
He's definitely a
But-
solid racer, but he's gonna have to go back every week, and I feel bad for that.
Yeah, I feel very bad. Yep. I don't. That's our only issue right now.
Yeah, you guys
But-
are stacked. If you guys can make it work and like play as a team, which I know you can, then you'll definitely be top 2, maybe win the division.
Hopefully. Yeah, it's definitely possible.
But yeah, this is just a sick team all around, and there's not much to say. I mean, they play Mogies a lot. They're certainly active, probably more active than MW is. But
Oh yeah. Yep.
I would be shocked if this team got lower than second. Anyways,
And you want to? And on to the first predicted team, Midnight Wasps.
Midnight Wasps, Metro Wipeout. You can feel free to talk about them, and I'll just add stuff.
Oh God, I'm so bad.
They call themselves Midnight Wasps. You're fine.
Not really much to say. They just have very solid players overall. Like Barney, Leops. If Fox plays, that would be a huge plus. Sharon.
And Fox said he's going to play. And Sharon, I believe, is
Evo?
going to play
Okay.
when he's not working. Kion has expressed interest in playing. I know he just got his Wii back and his setup back, and he's been trying to scrim
They got
himself.
you as like a very solid backup. Have you warred with them?
Yeah, a couple times. But yeah, I don't plan on playing that much, if at all. So I'll be there. I'll be. No, not like because I did not want it, but I'll be there if I'm needed. I just am going to focus on college and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Predict them
And
to
yeah.
have their main VA 1 LU. And if
Yep.
they do, they'll probably win the division, in my opinion.
Probably, yeah. And they have
And
Ryan, which is
They have
insane.
Ryan, the best troller in the world.
Best stroller. Yeah.
And off the
in
bench,
this
they have
division
monkeys,
easily.
monkeys who
in
will
this
always
division.
be annoying and
I
just
think-
slagging.
I think with this team, if they get their trolling rule set like every single week or something, they'll go undefeated. I'm not joking.
I think they're also pretty solid in suicide. Ryan's turned himself
Yeah,
into a
they're
pretty
good.
damn good bagger, and their main LU is definitely the best in the league.
Yep.
I
I just worry about like Leops like cracking under pressure. And
I wouldn't worry about that.
and he's not been playing recently.
Yeah,
don't know
he's
if that
been
will have
grinding.
an
He's
effect.
been grinding WoW. A lot of them have been grinding Fortnite and World of
Wow.
Warcraft. Yeah. WoW Classic just released. But if they use their main LU, they're filthy, even if they haven't been practicing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, definitely.
they have some solid bench players to back it up, and they have Locky. I totally forgot about that.
Locky too. Yep.
But I think it's definitely. I think if I had to gun to my head, I had to pick a winner between MW and DZ. Probably MW. But hey, what about you? Who do
Yeah,
you think's gonna take it?
I would say MW too, just because, like, I feel like the 4 runners in each lineup are like equal, but then the baggers are just like hands down, one is better than the other. So I would say MW.
Oh, Ryan. Who do you think's gonna MVP?
I would say Barney, Casper, Crash, Asmax. Those are definitely potential for MVP.
Yeah, I would say probably Sharon. Could be. He could be Asmax and could be Crash. If Fox plays enough, then yeah, I predict it'll probably be Fox, but I just don't think he will. He'll play a little bit for sure. I don't know if he'll play above 5 weeks. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This division is. There's the 3 teams that I think are clearly above the other 3, and either DZ or MW is going to take it.
Yeah, this will be a fun div.
This will be a fun
Definitely
thing.
think
It'll be a really fun finals.
Oh yeah. I think the bottom teams will have a chance of taking a game or 2 off like the top teams if they chose.
Oh, if Gun and trolling, like Gun can take a match off you guys easily, dude. Any team can take a match off you guys in trolling, dude.
You're so right. They're gonna pick trolling against us every single match. If they're hosts.
You guys, does Spec troll at all?
Nope. Don't think he has any trolling experience. We don't have anyone. We lost Cobra, so
Just pick someone up, dude.
yeah, we can't. I think it's too late, right?
No, you can transfer people into week 2, and with D1 it'll probably be a little bit more lenient to just, or get Frozen to troll. Because
Yeah.
I know Frozen will definitely want to troll, and he definitely won't be mad about sacrificing his points. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.
Yeah, I got my input on this.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I predicted correctly.
Oh yeah, Roy.
Roy's been in the call. I forgot about that.
All right, thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a nice day.